my God, my God. I know you haven't forsaken me, but damn. Will my kids ever stop needing something every 10 seconds? This is hard. I sit down to write and process, and immediately someone calls my name. Meanwhile, the world burns. 2 more shot today. Violence everywhere. Unrest, fear, neighbor against neighbor, blame, finger pointing, and hate. And while pregnant mothers are denied care in detention centers and people are being dragged into the streets and beaten like dogs, I'm in my home with a dysregulated nervous system and a body in fight or flight because one son bit the other son's head and the third child broke her oil pastel and now everyone is screaming and I can't hold a thought down. Jesus retreated, but a mother can't. What am I supposed to be doing? What can I do? Why are my kids happily prancing around in 1 minute and melting down and raging in the next, all in the safety of this warm home, while kids in Gaza freeze in the rain in fear of the next bomb, and kids in Sudan starve? Hevel, everything hevel. How can I do anything, change anything, when I don't even have the space to think anything? Every thought gets interrupted. And every hour of my day is filled with just getting by. Even my thoughts and prayers are half-assed as I rush out of bed to fight with children who are amazed and dismayed that they have to go to school, while I fight back tears as someone headbutts me while I try to process the latest government-approved rape or murder. My God, I'm trying. I'm trying to speak truth. I'm trying to love those in my sphere of influence. I'm trying to stay awake with you in the Garden of Gethsemane as you prepare to be crucified again, this time in your own name. But is it enough? Is any of it holy or worthy or good? Does any of it matter? How long, O Lord, must I deal with screaming kids who have just had their head bashed by a monster truck, all while an orange dictator threatens my safety and rights as a woman? How long must I pat my daughter on the head and tell her she can do anything when loud voices cry to take away her future right to have a vote and a voice? How long must I know that I can't even share the deepest parts of me and the power and resurrection and healing that came after my sexual assault and abuse and trafficking, because rape culture will say, here is a slut in need of shaming? How long will young women and queer folks be unsafe? How long will brutality against brown bodies be justified? How long will we punish the poor by refusing them candy bars while we host Gatsby galas dripping in Diet Coke? How long will we jack up prices, making life unattainable while insisting that a living wage is impossible? How long will we promise these screaming, snuggling, crying, hugging, lovable, terrorizing, chaotic children that if only they sit down, shut up, and obey authority, that their dreams can come true, all the while knowing that if things keep going the way they're going, there may be no earth for the meek to inherit? Not that my kids are meek. Someone just got hit again. God, I am so tired. No one listens to me. I correct and I correct. Does it matter? Are people just inherently violent? Is this just our fate? Is there any hope for me to guide these little, wonderful, relentless psychos into becoming good humans? Even Jesus' closest friends and followers were violent. If Jesus couldn't do it, how can I? Am I supposed to? What the hell is my job here, really? Am I on track? Am I doing anything right? Am I doomed to fail? A child crawls up in my lap and looks into my eyes and snuggles. My daughter gives her brother a hug. My son shares a toy with his brother. The kids at church do some service. Marjorie Taylor Greene says she's been in a toxic cycle. People hold signs and I honk. I hear a meaningful sermon. A former cop apologizes for my pain. My kids don't fear me like I feared my mom. A sober sister gets 4 years. The world keeps turning, and for just a moment I have hope. until the next tantrum in the middle of the next news story about the next disappeared father, mother, son. My God, I know you haven't forsaken me, but damn.